only 1%,
Okay.
right, of that video is stored. Only 1%. And 1% of this 1% is viewed. That means 90.999 are not used.
Yes.
Are not used. The biggest mistakes of especially startups, which is working capital requirement, which is the biggest mistake, right? I mean, you grow very fast, you engage sales. You don't get income because the people are not paying you on time, and then you're stuck with your cash management. Onboard your people fast enough, train your people fast enough, especially if you don't have a middle management, and then you start to do everything, and then you focus on business internally, then focus in business. I mean, I don't understand that a company is not investing in its personnel or employees' growth, because it's so simple that if the people are growing, the company is growing, right? Teach them, coach them on how to do it, be with them, and show them the way. Foundation of a company is a key thing, right? Why? Because when you have the foundation, you can then accelerate even quicker. It might be slower, but it will be healthier.
Amine, good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Thank you. And it's my pleasure to be here with you and to have one of those fantastic conversations we used to have together.
Yes, I hope. Welcome to the Neologism talk. So you know about neologism. Neologism, like it's a new word, a new idea that was created for new concept and let's say like new story. So the aim of the talk today is to speak about you. We know each other for a long time, so it will be more easy, to exchange together. And the aim is to know more about you, and also like one of the key things in a company, how we can move to start to scale. So let's talk about you first. Can you describe yourself and explain where you're coming from and what you have done?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, thank you for the chance to speak about myself, which is not something I do every day, but it's always a pleasure, of course. So if I talk about my experience, and one thing that came out of my mind, especially in my sales experience, is that I started with an industry that is very close to my heart, which is distribution. In distribution, IT distribution, IT security distribution, and then physical security distribution, because there I learned so much. You learn so much from one thing is that you don't produce anything, you don't have your own product, and you have to make a difference, right? Which is the people are making the difference by partnering with the right people, by delivering services, by delivering expertise on the brands and the technology you're selling. So that was really something that built, let's say, the core of my knowledge, experience, and let's say, background in general, right? Then, after distribution, usually you want to go to a vendor, right? A manufacturer. You want to go to the next class. Then I moved into physical security, which was in the IT industry at that time, the fastest growing vertical, let's say, in IT industry. It was very in the wave because there was all this move towards IP and Ethernet and everything towards IT from a very traditional, let's say, industry. I enjoyed a lot that, being an early adopter or following the early adopters there. And I started the business, not my business, but business of a company called Malson at that time in France.
Okay.
That was very challenging because I faced a very established competitor there. So I learned a lot about
remember.
You definitely remember. And that was hard time where you need to be the best, right? You need to make the difference by yourself. working with remote resources, because basically the company and the headquarter was in Denmark, and you act in different company, different language, different needs. That was amazing as a challenge, as a learning curve as well. And of course, one of the key things there is you need to make friends. You need to have good partners to support you, right? And this will be one of the key thing I will develop when it comes to scaling. And then after having scaled in France and North Africa for that brand, I mean, the team has definitely get bigger. We had a good, let's say, volume of business, more partners. So let's say we started to be established, right? And I decided to go for another challenge, right? I mean, this is usually my style, which is basically when you get not really bored, but like you don't feel or you feel too secure, you want to go to another challenge.
Interesting.
Right?
When you say like you feel too secure, it means like, okay, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
What do you mean by, okay, you are sad and you want to change? Can you go deep inside?
That's very true. And actually, the first thing you do when you take the challenge to regret your comfort zone, right?
Yes, the first step, yeah.
Right. But definitely, I mean, if you want to keep that passion, right? If you want to keep that challenge that drives your action every day, you need to move out from your comfort zone. Definitely, it's not easy, it's hard, but you have to do it. Actually, this is what I like to do.
But how you detect that you need to move from the comfort zone to the uncomfortable zone? What are the KPIs that make you like, no, I need to move right now?
The fear in the morning, you know, when you are in a comfort zone, I mean, you feel like you know what to do every morning.
Yeah.
There is no fear, no, driver that in your stomach tells you, listen, man, it's going to be a challenge. How can I do it? I don't know exactly. Will I be good enough?
So you never take the metro in Paris if you never feel the fear.
At that time was not, but yeah. No, yeah. But yeah, I believe I need that to progress, to learn, and to be in a situation where I will definitely grow personally.
So what happened after? So, okay.
Yeah, what happened then? So it took me a while, I mean, to understand what would be the next challenge. It was whether actually to go into headquarter, which is again another type of life, which is more growing into a very structured company and I mean doing a certain type of jobs, which is more related to, let's say, internal politics. I mean, strategy. It's more on business than in business. And the alternative was moving to another market, right? So of course, when you are in sales, it's difficult because you need to handle the language. And it would have been difficult for me to go to, I don't know, Spain, Italy, or even, I don't know, Vietnam or something, right? In sales, you have to speak the language, right? So, and working with North Africa at that time, and I worked a lot on Africa itself as export function and role at that time. Middle East came to my mind for two reasons. Because it was, for video surveillance, the place to be. For technology in general, the place to be. Because definitely it was the place where the technology gap was happening. Which is still happening, actually, right?
Can you give us some example? Like the difference between like the France of, let's say, Europe, not France, but
of course, Europe.
And,
so there was two things. I mean, Europe were in terms of video surveillance very restrictive when it comes to regulation. You cannot record and store the image and the footage more than 3 days, 7 days, depending on the countries. A lot of regulation when it comes to also personal data, and of course this is another debate. But Middle East was completely different. For two things, it was the regulation was very in favor of video surveillance to keep the place safe, to use the technology to make gaps in the business, right? And it was where basically the complex projects were happening, the volume projects were happening, and I was definitely willing to be part of it, right? It's like when you live in a small city in France and you go to Paris and you say, oh man, this is where the world is happening, right? Or you are in London and you go to New York, say, this is where the things are happening.
Where there is the energy.
Exactly. For video surveillance, Middle East, and especially GCC, and at that time, UAE, where the things were happening. This is why I wanted to move, to be, amongst the best, amongst the most complicated, most complex environment.
So like moving to the Champions League.
Exactly.
But what is the ratio difference between, like, let's say, a number of camera between like Europe and Middle East? Because I remember the time that you were telling me, like, Naoufal, come on, I have some colleagues working in the Middle East, like the large project that we have, like it's a day-to-day business. So what is the ratio like to give to people that don't know the Middle East or don't know Europe?
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, to give you an example, right? When I started to work on malls, right, shopping malls project, for instance, you talk in the Middle East about thousands of cameras, right, and then licenses for the video management softwares. In Europe, you talk about 100, 200 cameras there.
Okay,
right?
so 10 ratio.
10, very easily, 10 times more technology is implemented in the region or in the GCC compared to Europe.
Okay, amazing. How can you explain that? Why they took so much technology? Because, to be honest, there is less problem in the GCC region than Europe in terms of security.
But this is how you guarantee and you ensure that security or the place will keep secured, right?
Okay.
And of course, video is not only about security. You have a lot of other applications, right, of security, of video surveillance, and especially now you have a lot of applications that are data-driven. So of course, security is where basically it started in order to ensure that you will keep the security of assets, of people, and that when you do investigation, you can find things very easily. And this is what people enjoyed about GCC in general, right, or in the region, is that you never lose your phone, right? I mean, if you forget your phone somewhere, you're relaxed because you know that you will find it back, right?
This is amazing.
Your credit card in a taxi, you know that it will get back to you, right? When your kids are going outside, I mean, you are just comfortable with the situation, right? So, this is where you have to invest in order to ensure that you keep security, and the role of the technology is key there, right? This is how you scale as well the things in general, by using the technology versus the people. Because you could have done like a policeman everywhere, right? I mean, put 2,000, 3,000 policemen outside in it could have done the job, right? But of course, it's not really
it's not the same way.
Nice.
One question regarding, like, you say, like, okay, we put more technology. You say one term that I really like, of course, it's the data-driven. I remember, like, a few months ago, you gave me one statistic about the data. About, like, because in the Middle East, like, we store CCTV for 3 months, something like that. And we store all the data. And you give me something about the data that I would like to hear again.
No, definitely. So this is a global data, right? Where actually from the video that are recorded, only 1%,
Okay.
right, of that video is stored. Only 1%. And 1% of this 1% is viewed. That means 90.999 are not used. Are not used.
Okay.
Because basically you just record videos, you just capture videos, and a lot of them are not used because all the applications on the top of the video are not in place in order to ensure the right use of the video. So this is where data-driven technology is important, right? Because what you need is just not the picture, is definitely the data or the information that the picture will give you, right?
The meaning of that.
Yes, and I think that I say video is just a start in security and beyond security, and all the intelligence we currently are putting into it will make a huge difference for making the life more secure and the life easier also for the people, not only security.
Interesting. I'm totally agree with you on that point. Like, the camera is just the eyes of the body, but the intelligence really take place in the brain. So you need to cross over like all the other data. Coming back to you move to the Middle East. So you come in a new country. So you go to Dubai. You come in a new country, new culture. So how was like the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, that was definitely challenging and very pleasant, right? Challenging because you have to adapt. I mean, I came with my family, so my wife had to find a job. My kids were basically changing environment. I mean, it's all the side thing which is creating or finding your new balance in life. And then the good thing is that you have all this energy that comes also from your job, which is understanding a new market, understanding new dynamics, discovering a new team. And I had definitely a lot of challenges, which was structuring a new team, scaling and going very fast in the sales growth. So that was very exciting. And this is what I remember. It was that every morning I was very excited to go to work, to meet with new people, potential partners, customers, everything. And that was a good memories.
Great. Yeah. It looked like. So you come here to not start, but to scale. A start that was made by another person. One question, like often people ask, like, when do you recognize that it's the time to scale?
It's a good question. I mean, actually, there's a lot of parameter that you need to take in account, and I believe there is a balance between the financial aspects and the commercial aspects. Financial aspects is that you need to have a business model that works, have proven to work, and is profitable.
Just repeat, because there is tricky, it's look impossible to do. So
a business model, right, that has been proven to work. That means whether a product that basically is sellable. People are
you have done your MVP, you start selling.
Exactly, right?
This is the first step.
But also that in a small scale, you have proven that it is profitable.
Okay, profitable.
Okay? In a small scale.
What is for you a small scale?
Small scale is that you found a customer, you sold it, and you made money out of it.
Okay.
Right?
Like how many times? 1 time? 2 times, 5 times, 10 times?
Yeah, 1, 2 times is just, okay, it worked 1 time at least.
Good.
Right? That means it is profitable, right?
And the third one?
And then, the third one, which is the potential of growth, right? You see that if you produce more, you will actually earn more. Or if you sell more, that means more than just in your geographical territory, it will expand, and then of course you will have the scaling effect.
Okay.
Right? So both financial aspect, commercial aspect, and then you can scale it. When you say that,
Yeah, it's.
you said
waiting
nothing because it's the why I'm doing it. Because basically this is what most of the people are questioning themselves, right? Okay, fantastic. How can I scale it? And I believe that data-driven strategy is the most important thing, right? That means most of the people, especially when your company is smaller, you work with a gut feeling. Things are, because you are an expert, a matter expert, you start to think like, oh, man, it's obvious, right? I have to do it like this because when I did it the first time, the second time, and I'm the the matter expert, this is how I need to do it, right? Gut feeling, assumption is the enemy of an entrepreneur.
Yeah, the feeling is really the enemy.
The enemy, right? You have to plan and do your strategic planning based on data, okay? I want to expand in the Middle East and I'm in French company. I have to ensure, is there a market there, right? How many of the same product are sold in that market? What is basically the market size? Mm-hmm. Is there an appetite for a newcomer? I mean, a lot of data that basically will ensure you that, yes, there is a potential and the market will accept you, right? And then you need to find your niche and your specifics. What type of added value I will have in that market, right? What is the difference for my customer? What are the benefits for my customer?
Yeah, what is the pain point that you solve for the customer? Because I saw a lot of people like they say like, okay, I'm going to do like business overseas, starting a business or scaling the business. My first question is, why it's your time? Because I'm sure it will work. People need it. No, it's not because you're in love of your product that it will work. It's also like, do you really solve a pain point? And I saw it like coming from developers or technicians. I develop it because I use like this Xnafax 2.2. This is a cool technology. Yeah, but who need it? I don't know, but I will find it. So yeah, totally agree with you.
But that's a key challenge actually, and usually when I exchange or discuss with leaders, managers, entrepreneurs, which is again a balance between working in business, that means with the customers, market, understanding the needs, the size, all those data, going deep into the information, exchanging, talking with the people, and working on business, which is strategy, internal, my product, my strategy, my people. And it's not only about one or the other. The right way is the balance. And this is all about how you deal with paradox and dilemmas.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to tell you, because like it's full of paradox and dilemma. How you manage it? Like, because give me some example of paradox, because like it's disturbing what you're saying.
Yeah, but it came, to be honest, with also the experience, right? I can remember one of mistakes I have done, because you have to do mistakes. I believe on calculated risks, and I believe that when you do mistakes, this is where usually you grow personally, and also, of course, your company will grow because you have learned something. The only thing is that don't repeat the same mistake.
Yeah, totally. Like,
that's.
But you don't feel like I do judo for a long time, and I know the first thing that we teach you is to fail on the ground. To fail, not to make fail your adversary. It's to fail on the ground. And you understand that, okay, mistake is just like, the process to succeed. Because you learn, you know how you get it, and after you will succeed.
Yes.
So totally agree.
That's for sure. And then, I mean, the scaling path, right? As it is that important, you could think that, listen, I have a product, I have one salesperson, let's multiply it by 6, 7, 10, because it works in one. Okay, I will multiply it by, at that time it was 3, 4. Okay, let's add 3, 4 resources at the same time.
Yeah, which like it's the normal reflex.
Exactly, right? I mean, I want to go fast, right? I mean, there is a market, they're waiting for me. Why shouldn't invest, right? And of course, that's a dilemma. I mean, the dilemma you understand afterward, which is the right balance. Why? Because there, the mistake is that you have grown in recruiting without having a lot of, enough support functions, enough processes in order to onboard your people fast enough, train your people fast enough, especially if you don't have a middle management, and then you start to do everything, and then you focus on business internally, then focus in business. And again, here, the power of balance. You have to measure where is the right balance. How many people should you really hire with the ability to basically give the return on investment the quickest as possible without droning with them, right? That means now I have to do all this task and I'm not focusing on my customers. So this is one of the dilemmas, but there is so many. Like, should I go into short-term activities or long-term activities? In business, on business, we talked about it. Should I go in my strategic planning into stabilize my team and my company or invest in the future aggressively? There is no answer in black and white.
Yes.
This and that. But the difficult part of it is the balance. When you say that, you have said nothing, which is what is the balance? But this is the real expertise, to find the right balance between all dilemmas, because this is where you will build actually the fastest track for growing, because you have a healthy business, right? I talked about the biggest mistakes of especially startups, which is WCR, right? I mean, working capital requirement, which is the biggest mistake, right? I mean, you grow very fast, you engage sales. You don't get income because the people are not paying you on time, and then you're stuck with your cash management. Cash management
is the key.
Is key, right? It is actually one of the biggest failure reason for startups, cash management. There is a statistic in France that says 39% of the company's failures are due to cash management. 39%.
Yeah,
it's huge.
It's really huge.
Because you have to manage rightly the balance between the growth path and speed versus stabilizing, right?
But I love the concept of the power of balance. But okay, let's say I am a startup, okay? I reach my 10 customer. I do like a fund leverage. How you manage this euphoria? You know, like you feel it on some company. We're going to conquer the world. And you hire a lot of smart people that tell you, you will become the new Google, you will become this. And at a moment, like, it's all about emotional. How at this time, let's assume that you are in this kind of company and you have this euphoria, everything is working. How can you say to people, guys, we need to balance? No, we have a growth about 3,000%. Why balancing? Let's go, bull run, to the moon. How you make it at this time? You
know what? I believe in one thing. You have to go through it. You have to experience it. And you have to fail there in the hard way because it's tough.
It's tough, yeah.
It's very tough.
It's tough.
Then you start to reflect, of course, if the people can avoid this situation, it's for sure better. But one of the things is, again, data-driven approach. For me is that, okay, when I said also the power of balance, I like it in the sense of when you do your strategic planning, it's argument versus argument.
Okay.
That means if you can make a math formula that tells you, yes, it will work, an 80% growth because I have the market growth that can support my personal growth. My market share can grow from 5% to 25%. If you have all those data that will prove you that you can have or this is possible, then go for it. Try it. If you don't have it, it's just the euphoria, again, emotions, again, assumptions. Don't go for it.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
Make a strategic planning based on data.
And, okay. Let's take the other part. Okay. Let's say like we have the data and we are ready. I don't remember the guy who said that, but I'm quite agree with him. Like he said, like for the customer, when you have like a new product, an innovation, we can put people in 4 categories. 2.5% are what we call the early innovator. Like it means that it's new, you are the only one, it's a new concept, I love it, I want it now. That people that can go 8 hours in front of the Apple store, not to wait 1 week and to pay twice the price. I can be those guys, but it's not the discussion of today. The second part, it's what we call the early adopter. Like it's 25%. Like, okay, I'm following this innovator. The next 25%, it's like the late adopter. Like, okay, everybody's going, it's look cool, I will go. And the last part of the population is the really late adopter. That those guys just change because they don't have choice. They stopped manufacture the iPhone 3. So I have to move to iPhone 6. Saying that and saying what you say, how you identify, and because I think it's also important in the scale, depending on which part of the population did you reach. How do you do this mix and match? I have the data, but I have this information. How you do this mix and match together?
But this is an example of the right balance between in business and on business, right? Strategic planning and knowing the business. That means, the business intelligence, or I call it from time to time, even the deal intelligence or the opportunity intelligence. This is where actually you have to make also compromise. And compromise is part of the power of balance, right? I have to focus on certain customers and not others. That means I focus on the ones that, based on data, are proven to be good potential versus opportunities. Okay. Should I go? Should I run tomorrow because one customer has called me and said, man, it's very urgent. Come, I have a big project for you. Or should I ensure to proactively go to the early adopters, right?
Okay.
So this is why...
It's really making a choice.
Exactly. You have to make the
target.
choice. You have to plan and you have to focus on your plan. Keep focus on your plan all the time. Of course, again, another balance is that doesn't mean you are not flexible, you don't go to opportunities, but with calculated risks. Don't go every day to opportunities that pops up in the morning. Forget about it. Even though it's tough because you need business, you want to go to any customer, you want to do any sales. Keep your plan.
Yeah, it will you will not be affected by the emotional. You have a good day, you will say, I will invest. You have a bad day, okay, let's stop all the investment. Yeah, makes sense. Moving to skills, you talk about people. I know that you have this concept about the people and the teamwork. And also, like a few years ago, you tell me like what I love. It's not managing people; it's making people moving from good to great. So, how is your vision in terms of leadership and management?
Now that's really something I definitely like personally, which is contributing to personal growth in a team. I mean, there is two aspects here, right? Teamwork, right? Ensuring that the team works efficiently. I mean, the people are working together, the 1 + 1 making 3, right? And the other one, which is personal growth. I mean, personal growth is, I mean, I don't understand that a company is not investing in its personal or employees' growth. Because it's so simple that if the people are growing, the company is growing, right?
Correct, yeah.
And actually, one of my inspiration is a book called, it's more than a book now, it's there is companies that are doing seminars, training, certification about it, which is the leadership pipeline, right?
Okay.
Leadership pipeline is about how a company will identify leaders, evaluate leaders, train leaders, make them grow in order to ensure you have always people, of course, that will ensure your healthy growth, that will be your experts, and the people that will make this snowball effect of scaling.
You will prepare the future, yeah.
Exactly. To prepare the future, but to ensure also that new ideas will pop up, that the new departments will start and be managed properly. And this is something that is very important. And you have to structure the way and prepare the middle management, the high management of tomorrow.
So how you prepare them, like just for information, because we know each other. I know like you're passionate about like psychologists. You get like certificate from the transactional analysis, which is like more like how to communicate with people and to understand how people communicate. So regarding this, I know like it's real passion from you. It's not like just for the work. How you make it with people on the day-to-day basics?
Listen, it's one thing, you said it, you have to like it. I mean, you have to like the people. In one of the leadership discussion courses, certification, I can't remember, that we had this conversation of, do you have to like your employees? And I do believe, and we had big debates about it, right? Because, I mean, working with someone is not necessarily about liking him, right?
Yeah, correct.
But when you are a manager, when you are a leader, if you don't like someone, you don't give him a chance.
We are talking about liking or sharing the same value, which could be different.
I mean, yes, you're right. Sharing the same value for me is a no compromise in a company.
I'm agree with you. Yeah.
No compromise. If you don't share value, you could like someone that have different values, don't work with him.
You can be the best, but if we don't have the
don't
same
work
value,
with him.
no need.
That's another chapter, which is the values of the company, that is also very important for fast growing and scaling. But to get back to how you support the growth of the people, of course, there is a lot of activities. Coaching is one of them, right? Proactively coaching. Don't do the job on their behalf. Teach them, coach them on how to do it. Be with them and show them the way. One thing about, we discussed about scaling, and I was thinking about what is the role of a leader when from basically the very start to scaling, right? From the very start, I think the role of the leader is to show that is possible. I can sell this product.
Okay.
There is customers for this product, solution, whatever, service. And I will make one, like the movie Top Gun, right? With the last chapter, which is Maverick. And actually, if you see a very important moment in that movie, which basically they are preparing a mission that looks like impossible. And there is a switch in the movie where the leader take the lead in showing that they can do the mission in that time frame. And then, man, it frees everyone. But he was part of it. He did it with the others. But the key thing is training the people, ensuring they get the passion, they know how to do it, and to support them to do it, right?
I'm agree with you, but you know about this movie, there is one thing. The guy did not follow the process and the rules. Of course, he makes something totally unexpected and extraordinary, but he did not respect the rules and the process. So you said to people, cross the rule and the process?
Another dilemma, right? I think the experts call it chaos or rules. From time to time, there is theories about chaos.
Yeah.
Create the chaos, let the people do, they will create something.
Yeah, I'm totally.
Right?
We'll not call it the chaos because like there is this negative impacts, but I will call it like make energy, make something.
Yes.
Something will happen from that.
Again, I will get back to power of balance. It's not the one or the other. So you have to enable rules, but you have to empower your people. You have to ensure they are autonomous, they can take their own decisions, they can also, you have to empower them. Because if not, I mean, it's just a machine, right? I mean,
just
tell them, listen, follow the rules and do it. They cannot make their own difference. They have to stand out. They have to feel free that they can take risk, calculated risk. They can make mistake. And that's important. This is also a duty of a leader to put them in that comfort zone where they can take calculated risk.
How you manage, because you know in a lot of company, we manage what people they do. We have KPI, okay, did you do your target? Did you develop on time? Did you like do this invoice, blah, blah, and everything? How you manage this part of risk, this initiative? There is no KPI about failure. Because when you talk about failure, it's like school. If you fail, I will give you like a D-, so you will be fired. So how you create this KPI and this belief that, okay, guys, do failure.
Yeah. It's very true. Actually, there is two methods. When you evaluate the people, you can evaluate the people on KPIs, right? You said it. I mean, numbers, key data that whether you reach it, it could be qualitative, it could be numbers, whether you reach it or not, or you reach it by a certain percentage, blah, blah, blah. That's important because it's facts. You have that. And there is also another way to evaluate the people, which is the behavior. I know companies that have completely left the KPI type of evaluation. Only on behavior. Do you have the right behavior? Because I believe that if you have the right behavior, you will succeed. It's about how you do it.
Correct, yeah.
Not only if you succeed, because there is the timing. Maybe you are in the right way to succeed, but you are not there yet. Again, power of balance, not only one, not only not one method or the other. It's probably a mix of both that will make you evaluate the people the best.
Okay, good. One question that some people who launching a business, starting, startup, the second phase, they're not coming from sales. And they ask me like, okay, I have money. I'm going to hire a VP sales. For me, like it's strange to hire a VP sales when you don't have sales. But again, I'm coming from this part. So maybe like, I would like to have your opinion on that. Is it better starting from, let's say, the C-level or hiring sales or another option? I don't know.
It's a very good question. again, here it's difficult to say the power of balance because whether
It's for
on
that I'm
one
asking
or
you
the
this
other,
question.
right?
Yeah.
There is no in between. You hire half of this and half of that. It depends on how you will actually manage that situation. Because basically, if you hire C-level people, this is for structuring your growth, right? To ensuring that your strategic planning, your when you will hire the people, they will be supported. That also you as a decision or key decision maker, usually CEOs, are taking the decision. They will be supported. They have what do you call it? This partner when you play sports. It's called not exactly sparring partner,
The sparring
right?
partner, okay.
A sparring partner, which is okay. Am I doing the right decision? Is it that we need? I mean, managing the dilemmas, managing the paradox. I would think that building the as early as possible the foundation of the business, foundation of a company, is a key thing, right? Why? Because when you have the foundation, you can then accelerate even quicker. It might be slower or like the growth will come delayed, but it will be healthier.
What do you mean by healthier?
Because you have
The foundation.
actually the foundation to actually build and scale even further than you have anticipated.
But it's not taking the risk, like starting from the C level, but your investment don't go directly to the customer. It go like for after. I know you will answer power of dilemma, power of balance, but it's not better to hire like sales people who will do the job, and after like okay, I will manage like the issue and.
Listen, again, I told you,
I know
is
there's
there
no one
any
answer.
one or best option, right? You can hire sales and then they will not go into the right direction. You can also fail in not hiring the right person as structuring, I mean, as a VP sales
correct, yeah.
or C-level person, right? I mean, anyway, that's why, again, power of balance would be my answer. I'm sorry for that. But but again, somewhere you cannot do without doing calculated risk. There is no recipe. If someone asks me what is the recipe for scaling, there is no recipe.
Yeah, there is no recipe or one book. There is 1,000 method.
Recipes on you.
Yeah, and this is where like I love sharing experience, because everybody have his own vision, and it's like learning from everyone. Like okay, not about the success, but also like the failure. Because I saw with young people, because we are less young now. Sometimes they are frustrated because like, you know, in LinkedIn and communication, they feel like everybody succeeds from the first time. Nobody is talking about, you know, the failure, the issue, you know, the doubt, the stress, like the insomnia at night because we are in Q4 or because we don't know if we're going to invest or not, push the button. And it's all about like sharing this experience. So I'm totally agree with you. No one recipe.
Power of balance.
I mean, thank you so much for this power of balance. I think it will be like really this word of this moment with you. I appreciate the exchange, and I hope to see you soon again in the Néologisme talk.
It will be my pleasure.
Yeah, me also.
Thank you so much.
And like we say in French, merci beaucoup, Amine.
Merci.